What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel here from the Geek Speak Nation channel, and I'm here to bring you my review of Deathnote. Netflix's Deathnote, not the original. So, you ready to talk about just the best movie of 2017? Well, it's not this movie. It's definitely not Deathnote. This movie sucks. Now, normally, I am a fair critic. Normally, I am. You know, I will kind of edge it on a little bit. I'll say, well, here's some background on the production. Here's some facts. You know, here's what happened. But I do not like this movie. All right, I gotta be straightforward. There's not much talking up I got to do. Let's get right into this. You know what this is. You know what this is about. Okay, I even got kind of hair like light in this. And the movie does. I got the highlights. I'm reminding myself of this movie. Anyways, look. Netflix's Deathnote. It's an American version or a Western version of the manga of the same name. It takes the same concepts and some of the same characters, but tries to twist it on its head and condense the story to a much more grounded, smaller scale story. They do that to the smaller scale story and do it from that perspective, an American perspective. All right, that's the pitch. Leaving all the whole entire controversies about the race bending and all that stuff aside, I don't really care too much about that or the Americanized version. Look, you know, it is what it is. Everyone has their opinions on it. I don't feel like getting into that. I'm just here to talk about the movie. And first off, I'm not gonna compare it to the manga or the anime. I have not read the manga. I have seen the anime twice now. It's really darn good. I recommend that. But I am not gonna use that as basis to talk about this movie. I'm just gonna judge this movie based off of its own merits. With that being said, before we get into, you know, ranting and talking about things I don't like about this movie, which is very apparent, I made since the beginning of this video that I do not like this movie, I still have some credit where credit's due to give out. This movie's not all bad. I truly think that given like 15, 20 more minutes and another cut and another script and maybe a different actress, there could have been a decent movie here. I truly think so. I think there is elements here of some stuff that's really engaging. So let's get into that right quick. Adam Wingard, the director. I forget what he's directed before, but he's done some horror stuff and people like him. He does a good job here. Discounting the story, not talking about directing the story and that stuff, but just the way he handles the camera and captures action or captures suspense and creatures and Ryuk and all that stuff. I think he does a really good job. I think Adam Wingard is a good director. You know, watching this, it didn't feel like some cheesy low budget movie. Not from the directing standpoint, but I truly think that Adam Wingard did a good job directing this movie. I think it is engaging from a directorial standpoint. There's some interesting shots done, there's some interesting setups and cinematography. The movie looks good, and the movie is well shot. I'm not gonna knock the movie for that. I know a lot of people just want to poop all over this movie, and that's fair, but I gotta give credit where credit's due. And Adam Wingard, great job directing. Actor who played as L, Lakeith Thompson? Pretty sure. Dude from Atlanta and dude from Get Out. That's basically the way we're doing it. Lakeith, great job as L. I think he did a good job as L. I know people are not gonna agree with me. And they're like, oh, look, the black guy can't play the Japanese guy. Either way, I think given the material that he was given, and given that this is, even though this is a different interpretation of L, who is more emotional than he would normally be, all the manga and anime comparisons aside, I think he did a really good job. And I was watching, I was like, oh, this is good. This is engaging. I like this. Yeah, I like the way he did that. So I did really like Lakeith as L. I thought he did a really good, enjoyable performance. I thought that was really fun. And I was like, huh, I kind of want to cosplay or go up as L when it comes to what you call Halloween and stuff like that. But that's besides the point. I'm ranting. This is going to be basically a rant. You know, L, I thought that was a good job. I also thought that Willem Dafoe, perfect voice for Ryuk. Notice how I said that. He was the perfect voice. Everything else about Ryuk Yeah. But I think Willem Dafoe did a good job with the voice. And the guy who played his Light's dad, I think he was pretty good, even though he had a strange haircut. All right, that's about it. That ends the things I enjoyed about this movie. Oh, and the gore. I think the violence was completely out of left field, but it was really impactful and really enjoyable in a strange way. And I think for some reason the over-the-top gore was fit right in this film. I don't know why. All right, now let's get to the stuff we don't like. One, the script is just bad. It's just bad. It's rushed. It's too short. The way this movie ends is just so like, what? Like, who? Like, why? Like, I don't understand. Just terrible ending. Completely rushed, completely throws out all these ideas and concepts constantly at you about the Death Note and how people can die and the rules to it, and how there's possibly hundreds of rules to the Death Note, and how from scene to scene there might be a new random rule that they'll throw at you just for the convenience of the plot's sake. The character development from how Light turns from this supposedly really smart kid to someone with only God complex because he really wants to have sex with this girl who's really hot. That doesn't flow. Like, his character development is not there. Light goes from a and why I say supposedly smart character is because they try to imply that, oh, this kid's a freaking genius. And you want to know why he's a genius? Because he does other people's homework at the same time. What? No one told me he was this mad genius. Good Lord. It just made no sense. It just made no sense at all whatsoever. And then you go into it, and he just looks like he's doing all this stuff because this girl is hot, and he claims to be the smartest guy, but they try to build him up to be smart, but he is so stupid. It makes no sense. Where's my backpack? Where's this? Hold on, I gotta show you. I need to physically represent how he does this. He is in a scene in the bleachers, right? In the bleachers, opening his notebook that kills people in the middle of the bleachers, and is like, "Oh, you weren't supposed to see this. I don't know what this is. I just kill people with it. You what, mate?" It just made absolutely no sense. I don't know. Why do I still have this notebook? Look, I just get my camera. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. It's just rage-inducing. His character made no sense, and he wasn't consistent. And then you have the girl he was interested in, Misa. It's not Misa from. I still call her by her stage name from the anime. It's not her. It's a different interpretation of that character. And all comparisons aside from that, I'm not really a big fan of either version of them. But her character was just so insufferable. She's just, from one moment she's like, I don't believe in a death now. Like, there's no way you can kill people with a notebook. And then the next moment she's like, we should kill your father. He knows the secret. Yeah. Makes no sense. The characters are just so inconsistent, and they make these giant leaps of just character development over the series of a montage. It's like every single character just like developed like by like 5 years of thought. Like, everyone just became different people after a single like 1 minute montage. It's Ryuk. Let's talk about this. At your boy, the Shimigami God himself. God is redundant when saying Shimigami, but Willem Dafoe, what a wasted performance. I think he is done well when he is kept in the shadows, right? You know, that's good. Him in the shadows, you can't see him. But when you see him, oh, it's bad. It is bad. I mean, his face is just like, it's like peeled back to the side like this. It's like, it's just like the worst prosthetic makeup mixed with motion capture from Willem Dafoe. It made no sense. It made absolutely no sense. Oh my god. He was just inconsistent, and they built him up to be this villain, right? They built him up to be the main antagonist to a certain degree, like, oh, Ryuk, you gotta watch out for this guy. You can't trust the Shimigami. The next moment you look at it, he's gonna get you. He's gonna get you. He's gonna kill you. But he doesn't do anything. He's not even in this movie for like 3 minutes. He just says some ominous stuff like, you should use the Deathnote, Ryuk, and that's it. Or Light, or L, whatever, who cares. He's just like, you should use the Deathnote, and yeah, you should kill people with it. That's it. He doesn't do anything. He is such a passive force of nature that's not even really integral to the plot. The lead actress, co-actress in this movie is more integral to moving the plot forward than he is, and he is supposed to be this ominous, ex machina of a force that's not even really used at all. So, I don't know. And going back to Light. Nat Wolff. I got nothing against the Naked Brothers band or Nat Wolff. I don't. I wasn't feeling some type of way. I was like, you know what? He's gonna take on that role. You know what? Good luck. But whoever gave him direction, I don't think it was necessarily his fault, but I think it was a mix of the script and the direction. I mean, his character is an insufferable idiot. That's just point number one, like I said before. But point number two, he just, on top of his incompetence, the constant screaming and being caught off guard, like when he first sees Ryuk and he's like, Dad! It's like, oh my god, that voice. Like, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Who thought that was a good idea? Like I said, the plot is just terrible. L is fine. I like L. I think that his character was randomly very emotional. I think it's fun. I'm spent. That's it. Wasn't completely bad, but it was bad. If I had to rate Netflix's Deathnote, I give it a 4 out of 10. L was good. Willem Dafoe has a nice voice. Adam Wingard is a good director, I think. Just got bad material. And some questionable casting choices. At this point, I'm just calm, I'm so miffed. I'm so perplexed. I'm so... there's no word for it. I'm just here now. This movie sucks. I didn't like it. I think there was potential there. Given some rework, given some recasting, could have even been a good movie. But nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, what did you think of Deathnote? In the comment sections down below. Let me know what you think about it down there. Did you love it? Did you really love it? Did you really? Or did you hate it? Let me know in the comment sections down below what you think about it. Also, while down there, guys, if you like my review, it's a rant. This isn't even a review at this point. I gave it a number, but is this really a review? Hit that like button. And if you're new here, hi, you should subscribe and become a part of the Geek Nation to maybe get more rants like this, to keep making terrible movies like this, which they more than likely will. They just released a trailer for 50 Shades Freed, so there's terrible things out there in the world. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I've been Daniel. I'm gonna take an Excedrin because I'm just getting a headache thinking about this movie, and then I'm gonna go rewatch the original Deathnote for the 3rd time. Don't forget to get geeky.